Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Jenklet. Welcome back to my page. Today, we are going to be doing a beginner's guide of Escape from Tarkov for those who have never played Escape from Tarkov or have little to no experience. If you guys don't know me, my name is Jenklet. I am a content creator on Twitch. Make sure you guys follow us over there. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button down below here for me. It would mean a lot to me. But yeah, let's get right into it here. So here on the main screen of Escape from Tarkov, you can see that you can hop right into your character. Your first thing you're going to want to do is hop right into your character here. So in your character, I'm already like level 30 or so here. What level am I actually? If you go to skills, you can check your level. So 32 is what my level. As you go into your hideout, you can see all these stuff. You can see backpacks, guns. You'll definitely start out with a different thing when you're on level 1 than I start out here. But if you double click something, you can open it, like bags. Bags you can open by double clicking. If you want to inspect certain items, you can just double left click them. You can look at your mags as well. Mags, guns, anything like that. You can just double click on them. So this gun's actually folded. That's why it looks all weird and it looks like it doesn't have a stock. So if you click on your mouse wheel, you can unfold weapons. This is also the same way you inspect certain attachments and stuff. Like if you find a gun with an attachment that you've never checked out before. I've unfortunately checked out all these attachments down here, so I can't show you. But if you did find a gun or an item that you've never observed before, you can hit the mouse wheel. Let's see if I can go into traders. So down on the bottom, you can go into traders here. When you go into traders, you'll be able to see all of the people that can sell you stuff. So since I have level 3 on most of the traders, they'll be able to sell me more stuff than they'll sell you. But you have Prepor, which is gonna sell you a lot of different ammos, guns, gun mags. He has weapon parts. He has grenades. And the thing about these is you can see some of them are sold for rubles here. Some of them you have to barter for. Let's see if we can find something that you have to barter for. Probably like a better weapon or something. Yeah, like this. So for this VSS, you have to have a ratchet and a cyclone to barter for it. So if you find these items inside a raid, you'll be able to barter for them here. So that's kind of cool. Same with, helmets. There's certain items that you can barter for, gas cans. But Proper has a little wide range of different weapons. And then for Therapist, it's going to have a bunch of your meds. She has snack foods you can buy and stuff like that. Some of them are for barters. Like this takes a Amelia crouton, which you can buy for rubles to barter for these regular croutons. This Iskra rations takes a syringe, which are food. Grizzly medkits are really nice. So actually, if we inspect the Grizzly medkit, you can see the stats that different heals and food, guns, all the stats that they have are going to pop up on the bottom here. So with the Grizzly medkit, it stops light bleeding and heavy bleeds. It's important to remember that because you will get bleeds while you're playing the game if you get shot. It also removes fractures. So it's good when you're a beginner to start out. If you get a Grizzly medkit, to kind of keep the Grizzly medkit in your pouch. So in your character, let's talk about characters first for starters. So with your character, obviously you get all the gear slots and stuff like that. You have an armband, you have an axe. So your axe will never be able to, or your melee weapon will never be able to be looted. So nobody can ever loot your melee weapon. Nobody can ever loot your armband, as well as nobody can ever loot anything in your pouch. So even if you die, you will always spawn back with the things that are in your pouch down here, your melee weapon or your armband. On your character, you can have up to 2 guns. They can be any kind of gun. You can also have a pistol as well. So I guess you can have 3 guns if you count the pistol. But body armor, headgear, headphones. So obviously the helmet is going to help with ricochet if somebody tries to shoot you in the head. The headphones help you with hearing. So different kind of headphones are actually better or worse with hearing enemies close by or farther away from you. And then obviously your weapon. So this Keter B right here, I would say is a really good gun for beginners. You can buy them from Proper. So if you go to the traders, you go to Proper, you can scroll down. For me, I have to scroll down a lot. You probably won't have to scroll down this much for a beginner. But yeah, right here at Proper for $36,000, you can buy this Keter B. It's a submachine gun. It's already silenced for you. This isn't really good for, like, it doesn't do a lot of damage to, like, body armor and stuff like that, but if you focus on shooting enemies in the legs, because they can't put armor on their legs, it actually does a lot of ligament damage. So if you shoot people in the, like, if you're going up against a higher level person, you shoot them in the legs, and this Keter B is actually going to be a good choice. So that's kind of what the setup is I have on my guy right now. So I call this the potato rig. So you can wear, it's a armored attack rig. So you can get armored attack rigs and just regular attack rigs with your body armor and stuff like that. So you could have body armor and attack rig. Here, let me show you real quick. So we'll take the armor attack rig off. You could have a regular attack rig as well as armor like that. So just be attack rig and armor. Or also to rotate items in your stash. You'll need that for stash management later. It's R. So just so that you guys aren't like, how the hell did he do that? I pressed R to rotate the armor there. But really good beginner kit, I think, is the Keter B and the potato tech rig, because it's an armor tech rig as well. But yeah, in your stash, so a good thing to know with weapons is if you right click on the weapon, you can unload the mag from it. When you unload the mag, it'll pop up here. And certain ammos can go in certain mags, and for certain guns. And you can see that if there's no ammo in your weapon. So see there's nothing in the chamber down here. When you pick up the ammo that works for that gun, it'll turn green. And that's how you know that different ammos are compatible with the gun that you're using. If the chamber of your gun is empty, you'll be able to put the ammo directly into your gun as well as in the mag. And you can tell that the mags work for your gun because the weapon will turn green. Things are turning yellow when I pick them up because you can put different items in these. Like these are backpacks, so you can obviously put different items inside the backpack. That's why they turn yellow like that. It means that they have storage space. Different attachments can be put on different guns as well. I don't really have a good example. Maybe like all these guns have different attachments on them. You can drag the attachments off of them. Like this is a grip. You can take the grip off this gun, put the grip back on. You know, this is a flashlight laser combo. You can take that off, put that on the gun as well, and it'll tell you which guns you can put them on because they'll be green over here. You can see the guns turn green when you're trying to put them on. So that's a good explanation with the attachments. You also get barters for all these cases. You guys won't get these till way later on, but I keep all my meds in these cases. You need to have certain meds for certain situations. Like I was telling you guys earlier, the light bleeds and the heavy bleeds and stuff like that. It's really good to have a certain amount of meds with you at all times. That would be helpful. If you put grenades, so grenades can be used out of your pockets or out of your tack rig. If you put the grenades in your backpack, you won't be able to press G to ready them immediately. You'll have to go into your backpack in game to pull them out. So make sure if you're using meds or using grenades or magazines, that the magazines and grenades and the meds are all in your tack rig or in your pockets, or else you won't be able to just pull them out and use them. You'll have to actually go into your backpack and use them. So if you put your mags all in your backpack like this, when you go to reload in the game, it'll say you have no mags because they're all in the backpack. They need to be in your tack rig or in your pockets. So that's a really good thing to remember, is make sure everything's always in your tack rig or inside of your pockets, or you won't be able to use them when you're in game. But also with the traders, so all the traders do different things. Proper is going to be different weapon parts, weapons, grenades, and he has a couple armors and stuff like that for barter, but I wouldn't worry about that. Therapist is going to be all meds, food. She has a couple things like gas canisters, you know, Scav junk box at 1 million. Scav junk boxes are really important to get early on because you can put a lot of the items that you find in the game in the Scav junk boxes. Fence has gun parts. Fence has a little bit of everything, but he's mainly the intel kind of guy, so you can sell certain stuff to him, like intel and stuff like that. We'll get into selling in a moment here. Skier has more weapon parts, silencers. Skier's really good with a lot of the weapon parts. Fuel tank, things like that. Peacekeeper has more weapon parts, but the thing with Peacekeeper is he sells stuff for USD. So there's USD, and then there's also rubles. Rubles is your main currency in the game, which is it shows your currency right up here in the top right. So these are rubles, these are euros, and this is USD. So USD is going to be what Peacekeeper uses as his currency. So certain traders use different currencies for different items and stuff like that. You can also see your level at the top right here when you're in traders, and you'll be able to see your loyalty with these different traders. So the loyalty levels will go up based off of your level and the reputation that you have with this trader. So your reputation will go up as you do tasks with them. So actually, when you go into each trader, you can go up here to tasks, and it'll show the different quests that you can do with each trader. So each of these traders has different tasks that you can do. The daily tasks are the ones with the timers. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see up here as a timer. So daily tasks are going to be timed. You know that you get it looks like you get 3 hours, 3 more hours to do this task. Or down here, it actually says 23 hours to do the task. These ones aren't timed, so these are just regular tasks that you'll be able to do. Mechanic is, again, another weapons parts guy. Has lots and lots of weapons parts. Different weapons. You know, he sells Bitcoin for barter. He also has labs cards for barter. We'll get into labs later and tell you guys a little bit about that. So different traders have different items you can get from them. Ragman is going to be all of your armor type of stuff. His helmets, armors. Some of them are just for a straight up ruble amount like this, 76,000. Some of them are barters like this one. It takes 5 duct tape and an alkali to do the barter for that. So let's keep going into, I guess, Jaeger. Jaeger will be the last one that you have. He does different kinds of shotgun ammo and heavy artillery type of ammo. He also has gun parts. He's got barters for Grizzly, barters for CMS. Different things for barters, which you'll get into once you get a little bit of a higher level. But right now, you don't really have to focus on the barters as much. So with my actual character, what I like to do is what I put in my pouch will be pain meds. So I have the ibuprofen as pain meds. You guys won't have the docs case or the injectors case, but you want to put valuable things in your pouch that you don't want to lose in the raid because you'll be able to take them out with you even if you die. So you want to put like really valuable items in your pouch down here. But what I mainly do is I have this serve kit which will remove fractures, or if you have blacked out limbs, you'll be able to heal the blacked out limbs. So you can see your health rate here. When you're in combat, your limb healths will go down. You also have a water and food meter down here. Let's just do this. So I'll show you guys in raid here, but you have a water and food meter that's 100 out of 100 down here. Yeah, let me do this real quick. I'll do that. I decided to get rid of the camera. Sorry. I was using the camera for a little bit, and I realized that it was taking up a little bit of space here in my actual video. So we're going to get rid of the camera. But so you can see down here, 100 out of 100. So this is your energy. This is your water levels. You want to make sure that you're keeping them really high. If your hunger goes down too much or your water levels go down too much, your character will start losing health and he'll actually die. So you want to make sure that you're eating and drinking throughout the raids. Your water and your energy and your water levels come back as you sit in the actual menus here. But when you're in the game, it won't come back. So you have to make sure that you're keeping your energy and your water levels up. This green thing right here is your health, so you'll be able to see 440 out of your health. You also have your weight, so the gear you're holding has weight to it, and you can actually be over encumbered if you bring too much weight into the game here. You know, we'll bring a backpack and stuff like that too, but bring a couple grenades. So right now, what you would mainly want to get into here is building your character, how you want to be built. If you're new to the game, I recommend just starting with maybe like a pistol. Like you could do just a pistol run, not run any armor or anything like that. So if you just like took off your armor, didn't run a backpack, kind of just get used to the game or whatever. But we are going to run this kit that I recommended to start off here. Also, a good thing, so I'm already level 30. You guys will probably start off as level 1, obviously, so you won't have the things that I have. This entire list of skills is going to be just literally your character skills, who will level up as you play the game. The more you play and the more you play certain ways, up your levels for this, that up your different stats for your character specifically. So these are all different skills: charisma, intellect, attention, things you get by playing the actual game. Also, different traders only buy specific things. Like therapist will only buy valuables. So therapist buys valuables, she buys meds. All my meds are hidden inside of these cases, but she buys valuables and meds, things like these. These are like valuable items. This is like a different valuable item. So therapist buys different valuables. You know, Jaeger buys things like certain attachments. He buys meds as well. Skier buys like basically all weapon parts. Skier will buy any kind of weapon part from you. Peacekeeper will buy weapon parts from you, but he'll buy them for USD rather than rubles. He'll also buy different guns from you. Fence buys anything from you, but he buys them at a cheaper price. So try not to sell things to Fence unless it's intelligence. So Fence actually buys intelligence. Let's see if I have any. Yeah, like these military flash drives, SSDs, SMTs, SAS drives. Fence will buy all these intelligence from you for a good penny, actually. So you want to keep that kind of stuff to sell. Make sure you're selling to certain traders that are going to give you the top dollar for what you're actually selling. Obviously, Ragman buys the rags. He buys the armors and stuff like that. A good thing with stash management is to actually try to keep, you know, things inside of other things. So with my rigs, I have helmet and earphones that I really like on some of my rigs, so that, see, I have like helmets and earphones here, helmets here that I really like, so that I can have more room in my stash, and I'll just take them out as I use them. I also stack all my backpacks. It's a good thing to note that you can just double click to open your backpacks. I put all my keys inside of my backpacks so I have like one of each. You don't have to do that, but I keep some of the keys for certain quests that I need. So it's a labs access card. Labs you can only get into with the access card. It's one of the only maps you can do that with. Oh, a cool thing that I was going to tell you guys about. So once you hit level 15, you'll be able to use the flea market. So down here, if you click on flea market, here on the flea market, you can trade to anyone. So literally, if I wanted to add an offer, I'd go to add offer up here. I can find an item I want to sell. And when you look at the item when you want to sell, if you right click on it, you can go to filter by item. And on your flea market, it'll show you what these items are going for ruble wise over here. You can see the usage on the items too. So out of 100, you would want, if you're buying stuff off the flea market, you want to buy like out of 100. Dang, these are expensive right now. 117,000 rubles for water filters. They're really expensive right now. That's crazy. For just the first 100 out of 100 one we found, 100 uses, has 117,000. So those are expensive. But if I wanted to put something on the flea, I would hit add offer. I would click on it. And mine only has 8 out of 100 uses over here, so it's not that useful. But if we go up to the top here, you can kind of see, you know, 8 out of 100. This guy's selling a 4 out of 100 for 50,000. That's kind of what you would look for if you were trying to sell this. So you enter the amount of rubles that you want to sell it for. So say we wanted to sell it for 50,000, and this will be the fee that it costs to post it. So this is rubles, USD, and euros. We want to sell it for rubles, so we put in 50,000 rubles here for our item. You can also sell multiple items at once of the same kind. If you click on it over here again, it'll put a check mark, and you can sell them in like the quantity. Like it'll say 1. We only have 1, but if you did multiple water filters, this number would go up, and you'd be able to sell multiples of them. The fee is going to be $6,000 here, so this will show you, or 6,000 rubles here. This will show you the fee for placing the offer. You place the offer. If people buy it, they buy it. If they don't, it'll come back to you. So actually, if you go into Flea Market, you can see my offers here, and there'll be like a time, basically a time eventually of how long it'll stay up on the Flea Market for. People will buy it. If they buy it, it'll down here in your messenger, it'll pop up that I forget who gives it to you, but one of the people will give you rubles off the Flea. Yeah. So it'll say who bought your item here by Ragman through Messenger. Also, Messenger is going to be a way that you can see a lot of different things. So Messenger, you can see your friends group here. If you click on this, you'll be able to see all your friends that you have here. You'll be able to invite friends in game, or now you can actually invite friends to your lobby down here. We'll get into that a little bit later, but you can have your friends list. You know, you enter the player name. You can send them a friend request. You can message each other once you're friends. You can like start a chat here, and you'll be able to message the person from your friends list. Let's talk about presets. So presets you won't be able to do until a little later in the game as well. But you'll be able to hit edit preset. You can't see because the stock is folded here. Let's put this gun together. If you go into edit presets, you can also just click on the bottom to presets. You can build a gun here in presets based off of the attachments that you found in raids and stuff like that. So these are all attachments that I've discovered in raids. You know, different kinds of grips and things like that. So you'll be able to build weapons in this thing, in this preset. And then once you hit assemble, so say I wanted to put this grip on this one and I don't have it, you'll be able to click find parts up here. When you find the parts, it'll show all the parts you need to build this gun here. You can hit purchase all at the bottom, or you can purchase them individually. You definitely want to build like a cheaper gun, see, these ones are all sold by, all these weapon parts up here are sold by different traders. You want to try to buy parts from as many traders as you can, because the traders are going to sell them for a lot cheaper than, say, this random guy selling this for 42,000 rubles. So if you have the option to buy them from traders, you should buy the items from traders to build your weapons and stuff like that. A good starter gun that is pretty good, bang for its buck, is going to be the UMP. I really like the UMP. I used the UMP a lot when I first started this game. It's been my trusty sidekick throughout my journey of this game, so I really like the UMP if you are looking for a trusty gun. Also, another thing we have down here on this bottom bar is going to be the hideout. If you click on the hideout, you can go in here, and basically the hideout is where you can actually craft items in here. You know, there's the workbench, which is going to have craftable ammos and stuff like that. I actually have something to collect from here. So I made BP ammo. BP is the best 7.62 ammo in the game. So I just got 120 BP ammo from this. The items go right into my stash. I was crafting something in the med station. So these are going to take different items to upgrade. All these different things that you have here in the stash take different items to upgrade and build. It's like the shooting range is something you definitely want to build early on. You can go into the shooting range and actually practice your gun. But you can see here that to upgrade the shooting range, it takes different items, you know, motors, measuring tape, pox arms. There's different things you need to be able to actually build the upgrade to your shooting range. These locked things over here, I haven't even constructed yet. So you have to have, you know, level 4 peacekeeper and all these items to craft this, to actually just construct the solar power in your hideout and stuff like that. So the hideout's really good though when you're trying to craft meds. It's literally just used for mainly crafting items and stuff like that. So we have some items that are crafted. You need a generator to be able to craft any of this. So you have a generator. You put fuel in the generator to be able to turn on up here at the top to actually craft stuff in your hideout. For the lower levels, I wouldn't worry too much about your hideout until you start to get a handle of the game. I just wanted to show you guys the shooting range, just to show you kind of the functionality of the shooting range here. What you'll do after you check out all the traders, the characters, you know, things like that, it's kind of overwhelming when you're going through all those menus. If you go to Escape from Tarkov here, you can actually start playing the game. So you have two options when you're playing the game. You have your PMC, which is your playable character. That's the actual character. It's your playable main character, which is the actual character that we built over here on this screen. So you have your playable character, which will have all your armor and stuff like that. When you go into a raid, Your scav is going to be a random generated scavenger that comes in with different gear. So none of this gear will be yours, but if you extract with this gear, you'll be able to actually get out with it. So the whole point of the game is to go into a raid. So say we went into a raid here. These are all the different maps. You go into a raid, you loot, or you do tasks, and then you try to extract. If you die in the raid, you lose all of your gear on your PMC or your scav. The only thing with losing the gear on your scav is it wasn't yours to begin with, so you don't really lose any of your actual money or time or anything like, or I guess you just lose your time, but you don't lose any of your rubles when you're using your scav here. When you use the PMC, you'll lose your actual gear if you die in the raid, so you definitely don't want to. You want to be using the scav as much as possible as a beginner. You have a cooldown when using a scav, so after you use your scav, it should be like a 30-minute cooldown or so until you can use it again, which in turn, you'll basically have to do at least one PMC run to wait for your scav to come back up to be able to use again. So if we go into PMC, there's all these different maps here. They just added Streets of Tarkov, which is a new one. I wouldn't recommend playing it if you're a beginner. So what you'll want to do when you're just starting off is you'll want to pick a map and be able to run it till you know it like the back of your hand. So you want to learn a map before you start doing all the other maps. I highly recommend Customs. Customs is a really good map to start off. It gives you a little bit of PvP as well as looting. So if you did want to get some good loot and stuff like that, you'll want to probably run Customs to start off. That's what I recommend. But a good thing to start is, for starters, it shows the time of day down here. So obviously 4 o'clock in the morning is going to be too early. It's going to be dark. You don't want to go into raids when they're really dark, or unless you have night vision or really bright flashlight. Mainly just night vision, because it does get really dark in here. So 16 o'clock is obviously, going to be 4 in the afternoon or early evening. So you'll probably want to start off at 6 o'clock. You want to make sure you're doing the time of day that it is right for you here. It shows you how many players can be in the raid, kind of the difficulty of the actual levels and stuff like that. So, hard, normal, easy. I think Customs and Woods are the easiest ones to learn. Woods is literally just like a woodland area. Customs is kind of like a construction type of area, I guess, of like this whole thing. It's basically just one giant map that leads to each other. But for starters, we'll go into factory. I'm going to show you guys the practice mode. So you go to 15 o'clock, and then you can, once you hit next on it, you hit enable practice mode for this raid. And then you'll be able to kind of go to the game settings and do what you want. So AI amount will do as in online, so it'll be, just like as if you were playing in the online. AI difficulty is as in online. So just as if you were playing with the online. You could enable bosses if you want, but I wouldn't do that for starters. So what practice mode is going to do for you is it's going to allow you to go into raid as your PMC, and you don't lose any of your ammo, any of your meds, any of your guns, or anything like that. So we're actually going to go back here. I forgot to bring meds, and meds are really important. I really want to stress the use of meds to you guys. So if we put our Salewa here, so when I go to reload my mag like that, it actually won't reload my mag because there's no space in my tactical rig. We'll bring the extra mag down here, but so we can hotkey our Salewa onto 4 so that when we're healing, it'll heal when we press the button 4. So these are all your hotkeys down here. Obviously, G is for grenade to pull out a grenade. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, you can hotkey heals and stuff like that onto your taskbar. We'll put the pain meds in here. I usually keep pain meds on 5 since we're playing practice mode. Yeah, so we got meds. I'll bring in a little food and water just to show you guys kind of what the vibe is with the food and the water. We're going to go into PMC. Factory, 15. We'll go into practice mode, game settings, as in online. All that's good, so we'll just hit ready up here, and it'll start us loading into our practice raid. All right, get ready. We're loading into our practice raid right now. It gives you kind of a countdown. when you're about to deploy in, so you need to get ready. Alright, so when you're in the lobby, you can hit E and Q to kind of lean back and forth. Hit G, obviously it pulls out your grenade, but you don't want to use that. You can hit, you know, 2 to pull out your weapon. And then B is going to be how you switch between single, auto fire here. If you need to know any of the settings, you can see the settings just in your actual menu down here. Go to controls. You can see any of the controls in here. You definitely will want to read up a little bit on that. A good thing to remember is Alt-T is to check your mag. It shows at the bottom right there that my mag is full. It kind of gives you a guesstimate of how full your mag is, basically. If you aim down sights, you can hold down... if you aim down sights and tap left Alt, your person will hold their breath for a little bit to steady your aim to completely steady. It'll only last for a little while until your guy gets tired and will stop doing it. But at the bottom left, you can see at the bottom left we have a blue health or a blue bar, which is going to be your aiming stamina from your arms. We have a green bar, which is going to be your running stamina here. When you run and jump, your green bar changes. You have this white bar, which is where if you scroll on your mouse wheel, you can actually make your person walk slower so that he talks, or so that he makes less noise. But if you move it all the way up, he'll walk normal speed and he'll make normal amount of noise. C to crouch. Here comes somebody. I forgot we had it on single fire. It's important to always check if you have it on full auto or single fire. But that's our first scav. R is to reload. It's important to remember when you reload, you're going to be actually reloading a mag. You know, you have a certain amount of ammo and a certain amount of mags. If you want it, you can pack your specific ammo into this mag, you know. If you want to see how much ammo is in the mag after you used it, you can click the middle mouse wheel to actually inspect things. That's how you inspect items that you don't see as well, but your person physically packs the mags 1 bullet at a time, so you want to make sure that you're trying to conserve ammo as much as possible. So we killed this first scav. What you want to do is you want to kind of just crouch down, hit F on his body to search it, and it'll show you all the items he has on his body. For you guys, a lot of these will be undiscovered, so you have to press the middle mouse wheel to actually discover them. But when you're searching, you have to physically search everything on their body. So you'll go down, hit the search here. Since we're in a practice raid, we won't actually be able to bring any of this stuff. There's some apple juice. If you hold down control and left click, you can actually grab stuff off their body and put it onto your body, or vice versa. You can control left click will be able to take stuff directly off their body. It's really good to know that for quick looting. So it'll just pull it into your inventory real quick. We're going to go around and see what kind of scavs are vibing though. So you want to get good with kind of one-tapping, feathering your shots, and one-tapping scavs in the face. So headshots are really important in this game. You want to be hitting that first shot, the first headshot, like every time on scavs. A lot of times they'll wear like, sometimes they'll have like a helmet and stuff like that. I wouldn't really worry about that, but a lot of times with scavs, you can use a single fire on the scavs, and it'll work fine. You don't need anything else. Oh yeah, we'll pop a painkiller just to show you guys. We can hit 5 to auto pop a painkiller. We got that scav. So with scavs, you can kind of single fire them. I wouldn't worry about... Oh, there's another scav down there. Got him. You kind of want to feather scavs and shoot them in the head as they approach you. Alright, so we have a bleed. In the top left corner, you can see we have a bleed. Oh, there's a scav there. Let's move out of the scav's way real quick. So I'll just show you guys this. In the top left corner, we have a heavy bleed. We're going to use our Salewa to get rid of our heavy bleed here. Certain meds will relieve the bleed from you. You want to make sure you have meds to be able to relieve that light or heavy bleed. It's really important. And now our arm is blacked off. So we have a serve kit down here. There's certain things like CMS and serve kits will actually help your blacked out limbs. Hold on, we have a scav coming up here. Just kidding, we don't have a scav. So what you want to do is you want to use this. You can drag it if you want, or you can just right click and use it. We're going to use that on our arm to fix our blacked out limb. You don't have to stay in the menu while he does it, but if you like move or try to aim your gun, he'll slowly stop doing that. All right. Now that we did that, you can see it healed our blacked out arm. You can see that it healed our blacked out arm, so now you can just actually use the Salewa to heal it. So now it's not blacked out anymore, and then we healed it. The only things that can't be when they're blacked out, your head can get blacked out, and your thorax can get blacked out, and you can't heal them physically. And when certain things get blacked out or hurt, your person will like wheeze and stuff like that to show that he's hurting. Let's see what kind of ammo we have in these mags. You can see our hydration and our energy of draining as well. I'll move this down here. You'll see our hydration and our energy of draining as well. What you want to do is you'll want to eat first. So we'll eat our Iskar rations to bring our energy up, and then hydrate after, because some items will bring down your hydration as you eat them. So you want to hydrate after you eat, because it's important to keep your hydration and your food up all the way. So now we're back at 100 out of 100. So yeah, obviously you don't need to eat like as soon as I ate right there, but I just wanted to show you guys as an example. But yeah, practice mode is just good for learning gunplay, learning different guns, ammo types, you know, how to kill people, learning the controls. So definitely use practice mode to your advantage to really get a feel of the game. But you kind of just want to get like oh, he's above me. You kind of just want to use practice mode to get a good feel of the game, so you can run around and kind of clippity-clap people and learn how to do that. You can go through, loot these people if you want. But a good thing with Tarkov is you really want to use sound to your advantage here. Sound is your best friend in Escape from Tarkov. And you also kind of just want to be, you know, as a beginner, you can be a little more cautious, peeking corners with your Q and E. Right-hand peeks are always better than left-hand peeks, because if you right-hand peek somebody, they can see less of your body, but when you're left-hand peeking, since your gun's on your right, it kind of makes your vision geared more to your right, so it makes you more vulnerable when you left-hand peek. So for the most part, you want to try to right-hand peek as much as you possibly can. So let's disconnect from this one. Y'all get the message with the practice runs. Alright, so let's hop into an actual raid here. So we're going to do a PMC. But make sure you're picking, you know, the time that you want it to be. So it's about to be 6 o'clock, and then it's about to be 18 o'clock. Which is kind of like a weird time zone difference. So basically 17... It gets dark at like 2100 or so. So we'll do the 18 one, but it will get dark towards the raid. A good thing to know when you're actually going into a real raid is you can insure your gear. When you're in this menu here, you can actually insure your gear. It costs this many rubles or whatever, but when you insure it, if you die and nobody picks it up, Proper will actually give you an insurance return here like this. And you'll be able to click on it and send it back to your stash. But that's what insuring your gear does. If nobody picks up your gear in the raid, you can get it back. Obviously, if someone picks up your gear in the raid, then they get to keep it. You don't get it back. But insurance is just if you are hoping to get something back, even if you die. That's why you would go about an insurance, using actual insurance. Yeah, we're gonna go 18 o'clock though, even though it might get a little dark while we're in there. It's gonna be it's kind of a weird time zone where we either want to go when it's like sunrise and it's going to be like a weird time, or we'll go when it's sunset. So right here, we're just loading into our raid. All right, and when y'all load in, you will be at a random spot on the map here. Somebody's already shooting. Pretty sus. And when you load in, you'll spawn at a random part of the map here. So we're actually at Ruoff Roadblock. When you get in here, we'll just chill over here for a second. We'll just chill in this bush for a second while I explain some stuff to you guys. So, when you guys get in, if you double tap O, you'll be able to see your extractions at the top right. These extractions are randomized as you play the game. Every single raid, they're going to be randomized for different players and stuff like that. We're going to full auto check, make sure that we're on full auto just so that we aren't surprised when somebody pulls up on us or something like that. But yeah, double tapping O is going to bring up your extractions. The extractions are different. I recommend using Map Genie. So I'll pull up a picture for y'all to see here in the video. But if you guys use Map Genie, they show an explanation, an actual map of each individual map. And I would study that, maybe keep it up on a second monitor or something as you play, so that when you have to use an extraction, you can actually get out. So it shows your time. When the time runs out at the top right, you actually lose all the stuff in the raid. Unless you insured them, you'll get that insurance back. If you die in the raid, obviously, you lose that stuff as well. But we have ZB11, old gas station, maybe. So the question marks mean that the extracts might be up, but they might not be up. So that's what the question marks mean, is that the extract might be there or might not be there. You'll have to go and check to find out. Or certain ones you have to like turn on power to get to and stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that you're going to the correct extracts here. There's people shooting already over by the bridge. So what you want to do is you'll basically, so there's a body we can loot right here, right below us. But you'll want to try to see if you're focusing on unknown. Oh, that's a good thing. So we'll put that in our pouch, just because it's worth a decent chunk of money. Any guns you want or something like that. We don't need that unknown key. It's for a quest. But yeah, if you want to do, you'll have to decide if you want to do tasks or if you want to actually run around and kill people, or if you're looting. But yeah, y'all get the gist of it. If y'all really like the video, please, I recommend smashing that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me if you guys would do that. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sticking around and actually watching the entirety of the clip. I hope that it helped. If it did, please drop a comment, a like, share, do whatever you got to do. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for showing some love. I'll see you on the next video, all right? Peace, babies.